we take so much for granted here in this country. And one of the things that opened my eyes was that when I was outside of our country and you watch all these things going on and you go, okay, well, how close are we to all of this stuff really happening? Because we don't see it because we are living in a luxury state. I mean, as bad as your life may be in America, it's great compared to what it would be outside of America. And these other countries are the ones that we're starting to see the news slowly tighten, where they're having. You go to Spain, man, they're rioting in the streets. You go to Brazil, they're rioting in the streets. You go to China, they're rioting in the streets. There is uprising all around the world and all these other different countries that we don't hear about it because the news cycle doesn't want you to hear about it. They tune it out because if they sat there and showed us stuff that was really going on in the world, people would start going, wait a minute, that's pretty effective. You go to Sri Lanka. What did they overthrew that government? How they do it? They rose up, man. Huh. Right. So they don't want you seeing that because there is power in numbers. Where we go one, we go all is the thing that the Q used to say, but it's so true, right? If you band together in numbers, you can do just about anything, and they don't want you seeing that. And so the thing that you and I do is we shine the light on those areas outside of the country because the mainstream's not doing it, and because the mainstream's not doing it, many people think, oh, that's conspiracy theory. They're not really rioting in Brazil. That's not happening, man. That we get dubbed that, but that's the reality is it is happening. We're showing you videos of it happening, and it's like we're plugged into a different network. Everybody else is still plugged into the mainstream media, and we're plugged into the other side that is, kind of page 4 of the mainstream media. It doesn't get any press, right?
Yeah, and before you know it, they're going to beat us up for talking about all the things that are going on in Iran right now, with
Yeah.
all of the revolution stuff that's happening and all
Yeah.
of the rebelling stuff, and the fact that they're just turning up, the insanity that is going on, and the darkness. And it would seem as though people just want to continue on and they want to ignore it. They say, well, as long as I'm comfortable, then everything's okay.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't listen. And here's another great example of this, right? We've been warning people again and again and again and again of the change in the food supply chain, the global supply chain. We've been talking about it, right? And then look at this. Now it's not even stuff that's hidden. We're not even talking about stuff that's like, kind of being done in the dark. Now it's just open. I'll read a couple of these lines to you, right? Department of Energy proposes fossil fuel ban for federal buildings, right? Think about that, bro. They want to remove fossil fuels from being associated with what amounts to be close to 60% of the gross domestic product.
Yeah.
I mean, that, or how about USDA staff shortage hurts farmers? Senators urge USDA to help farmers and ranchers. Why is that? Well, because they're regulating the living snot out of agricultural things. They're pretty much farmers and ranchers are getting tons of rules thrown at them, but the problem is there's nobody there to pull out the enforcement mechanism, and that is putting people at a stop. Because think about it like this. How do I build a building if it takes 45 days for an inspector to come out and I have to have 40 inspections?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of the things we do here in the United States are not well thought out, or any other country for that matter. Like them telling farmers, "Hey, you know what? We're banning fertilizer." Well, why? Because it's going to reduce your throughput, right? If you don't have fertilizer down, a lot of people use like a manure for fertilizer. There are some that do use, the ammonium nitrate. They use that stuff, and it does make things grow, and the grass is green and everything else. But you use manure for fertilizer. The old school farmers, man, and stuff grow. I mean, you never seen tomatoes so red and big in your life, right? The other things that's not well thought out. You think about this. They're like, well, we want everybody to have electric cars. Answer me this, genius. If you can't fix our power grid, why are you going to load it up with cars? You're talking about rolling blackouts. You got substations that need to be upgraded. You got a complete power grid that is outdated, yet you want to take that same power grid and you want to stick all of our cars on chargers. Yeah, you talking about rolling blackouts. You'll be living in your car just to get the AC going. It's
True.
It's stupid.